Hello friends, I hope you're all well. I thought of a topic for this video to be about the Samaii Thaqeel beat, the 10-8. Just to recite it quickly to you, I'm sure you're familiar with it already. The dum s s tak s dum dum tak s s 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this beat is very popular in the classical genre, mostly in Arabic music and singing. There's a whole genre that was developed by the Ottoman musicians in the 1800s. It's called the Saz Samaii, or instrumental Samaii. That means this beat was taken and they composed music to it. They have phrases and refrain, and then an extra part at the end goes into a different beat. Most of the time it's either 3/8, 6/8, sometimes 5/8, or even 7/8. And it goes back to the Samaii part. So that's one genre became also popular, just instrumental compositions. Other than that, and before that, there was the singing genre, in particularly in Syria, northern Syria, in Aleppo. They sang many muwashahat. That's the name of the classical singing, and this beat was widely used, and they did really a lot of compositions to it. So in this video, I want to talk about this because I noticed there's a dynamic and a way of approaching the beat, meaning like when you compose, sometimes you start with the beat, sometimes before the beat, sometimes after, and sometimes much later than just after the beat, which will be clear when I do the demonstration on it. So I will just first explain the 10 and play along with it and just show you how the dynamics of playing it, how can that be done with the raq, okay, in particular. And then I will sing the other muwashahat. So to begin with the muwashah, I mean the beat. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So these are just a couple of ways to play this beat, whether it's played on the skin or the zills or the whole body. And it's really beautiful. The beat itself, it's complex and sophisticated, but yet somehow accessible. You can develop a feel to it when you use it as much as possible. Okay, so that's one thing about playing this form of Samaii. There's a dynamic where the change of the dums also happens there. So for example, I know two more forms of this Samaii. One of them is with one dum in the middle, and one of them is with two separated dums at the end of the part of the beat. So let me just start with the one that I just did already. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. You notice there are two dums on the 6 and 7. 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, the other one will be just one dum on 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. You notice there's only one dum there. The third one that I ran across a long time ago played this way. Now, my own interpretation of this, that earlier on, like in the 1800s and probably before, the Samaii might have been played only with one dum in the middle, and some change happened and upgrade happened maybe from the 1800s and on, that people started resorting to do two dums in the middle. And my proof for that was some of the earlier recordings that we have of muwashahat and even Samaiyat played like earlier than 1920 or so. And when you hear the percussion, you hear only the drummer playing only one dum in the middle. And even up to later on, like with, for example, with Saleh Abdul Hayy, the Egyptian singer, when they do the preludes to his songs, when they play Samaii, for example, you can hear the raq player playing the dum, only one dum in the middle, not two dums. So that gave me the impression that the one dum was more popular and was more dominant, and later on they start doing a two dum in the middle, perhaps to make the accent stronger so the singer wouldn't lose their track, because sometimes it becomes elusive. If it's only one dum in the beginning and one dum in the middle, you start losing where are you in the beat. When you play two dums, it marks for you that you are now at the middle of the beat. So that's an essential tool, and that's a very good one. The last form that I played with the separated dums, I heard it only from one recording, an old one, on a Sama'i Shat Araban, performed by, the orchestra was led by Muhammad Abdul Wahab, the Egyptian composer and singer, Muhammad Abdul Wahab. And in that recording, I hear the dum separated, as what I did. Okay, so this is about the dynamics of this beat and those at least three different approaches of making the sound of the beat. I would like to now demonstrate the few different muwashahat that I have, at least one muwashah on each demonstration, to show you this idea of where to start singing, to show you a muwashah that starts with the dum immediately, a muwashah that will start after a couple of counts, and another muwashah will start later on from the middle of the measure. And it's always fascinating to see that, and just to think of how did the older composers perceive the beat, how are they able to feel it and know how to compose to it, and they know where to start and where to finish, and everything cycles perfectly. That's the beautiful touch in it. Okay, so let me demonstrate a muwashah that starts with immediately with the dum. This muwashah is called Imla lil aqdah sirfan. It's in Maqam Bayati, and I believe it could be Syrian in origin. So I'm just gonna sing this one part, the first part. إملا لي الأقداح صرفا, all this space, واسقينيها للصباح يا ليل يا لالي يا ليل يا ليل يا So that's one form of those muwashahat. Some muwashahat, the singing starts before the end of the measure, so you think that you're starting before the first dum. The major example is the muwashah لما بدأ يتثنى. You go لما, like لما بدأ يتثنى, لما بدأ يتثنى, غطى الصبا والجمال حبي جمال فتنا, أمان 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 أمان. So you notice how there's a pickup and then the beat comes in. Next demonstration will be for something that starts like a couple of counts after the dum, from muwashah Malal Kasat. This muwashah is Egyptian in origin, and it's in maqam rast. So it goes dum Malal Kasat wisani يا ليل نحيل نحيل الخاصر والقدي, أمان أمان يا لالي. If you notice the dum, and then just two more strikes, and the singing can start there. Now there's a muwashah that starts from 6/7, for example. Or yes, that's in the Nahawand, Maqam Nahawand. It's muwashah Subhana Man Sawar. So it just goes like this. Subhana سبحان من صور صور حسنك أمان يا بدري يا ليلي وفي البهاء زادك رفعة. Okay. So this is to start in the middle of the beat. The last demonstration I'm going to do is something starts at like count 5. So it's موشح يا غصين البان in مقام حجاز. So it goes. يا غصين البان حرت من وجدي يا غصين البان حرت من وجدي ترارم إنني والهان لو تدري أمان إنني والهان لو تدري أمان 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 أمان. Okay, so this is the last moshah, and if you notice in each one it has this quality where you start the beat, I mean the song, from a different placement on the beat, and again when it cycles it comes back to the same point after completing the whole phrase, and it's really marvelous. I always appreciate it, and you can see, I hope you also enjoy it yourself. I think this is all about it for this beat. I just want to share this idea, and I hope you again provide me with your feedback, with your suggestions, and anything comes to your mind, and we'll be happy to go from there. Okay, be well, and we'll see you again. Take care.